Hello guys, I made 4 predictions last week and they all came true. This was possible because I have a trading system that has been validated in historical data and found to be profitable. The same system is what I teach here on YouTube for free. You'll hardly find such a valuable content for free elsewhere, but here on this channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you the technical analysis of these 4 trades. So if you want to be part of the profitable traders and you want to take your trading skill to the next level, then hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so that you'll be alerted every week whenever we upload new videos. So let's get started. Last week my first prediction was on Aussie yen, and before I go into this technical analysis, let me first show you a clip of the video where I predicted this market tested here as support. And when this market broke below this level of structure, which was a massive push down without any pullback, so what I'm looking for here is to find a reason to go to the upside, because this market has come to another dynamic level of structure, which is support. Last week the market had just come to a key level of support, and I identified this key level of support as a strong level where the market would find a relief before it continues to the downside. So this level of structure was tested here as support, it was tested here as resistance, it was tested here as resistance, resistance, resistance. And because it was a key level of structure that was tested multiple times as support and resistance, as you can see, I was looking at this market to find support here to go to the upside. And when I came to a lower time frame, and by the way, I have a screenshot of this trade when I had just taken this trade. I will put also that screenshot of the trade at the left hand corner of your screen. So when it came to this level of structure on a lower time frame, which is a 4-hour time frame in this case, it came up here and made a pullback to this same level of structure, making double bottom. And with this double bottom, there was a bullish candle, and at the close of this bullish candle is where I took the trade and hit my target within a short period of time, and came up here to this level of resistance. This trade made me about 84 pips within a short period of time. As it has reached this key level of resistance, I'm looking for this market to continue to the downside. It's because this market, I now consider it to be in a downtrend. It has broken below this key level of resistance, found support here, rallied up, and came back up here to this key level. And at this key level, I'm expecting a trend continuation here, because this level was being tested here as support, tested here as resistance, tested here as resistance, and tested here as resistance. So this level is powerful that it will push this market to the downside, at least coming up to this level of support, or even breaking this level of support and continuing to the downside. So that was our first prediction last week. I took a trade here and it was a win. The next prediction was on New Zealand yen, and in New Zealand yen on a daily time frame, this market was this level of support. Let me change this to green so that it will represent support. And when I made this prediction, this movement wasn't there. Before I go into this technical analysis, let me first show you also a video clip that I made this prediction so that you'll be confident that I truly made this prediction. As I do it usually, I identify my key levels of structure. Here is our key level of structure, which was tested here as support and pushed this market up here. This also was tested here as support and pushed this market here to the upside. Now when this market came back to this key level of structure, what I will do here is to go next week to a lower time frame and look for a reason to go to the upside before it breaks and changes the direction. This level is a strong level of structure, and this level of structure was tested here as support and was tested here as support, tested here as support. And when this market came to this level of structure, there was a massive push up. When it made a pullback to this level of structure, there was a massive push up. When it came back to this level of structure, I was expecting this market to provide support here and to go to the upside, and this came exactly as I predicted. Let's go to a 4-hour time frame and see how many pips this market has gone up. I think last week the market was in this zone, and let me see how many pips this market has moved. This market has moved over 100 pips, over 100 pips within 1 week. So this was another prediction that came true. Another prediction was Aussie dollar. Before I also go into this technical analysis, let me first show you a clip where I made this prediction as well. And when it came to another dynamic level of structure that was tested here as resistance, tested here as resistance as well, I expect this market to find at least a rally as a counter trend before it continues to the downside. When I was making this prediction, the market was in this zone. So why was I expecting a rally from this level of structure? It's because this is a key level of structure. This one here was tested here as resistance, tested here as resistance as well. And if you scroll back here, this was tested here as resistance, tested here as resistance, tested here as support, it was tested here as resistance. You know, this is a key level of structure that has been tested multiple times. So I did not expect this market to just break below this level of structure and continues to the downside without a rally. So as you can see, when this market came to this level of structure, there was a rally up here, making a lot of pips. This is more than 160 pips, 160 pips in 1 week. And what am I looking for in this currency pair? In this currency pair, it has come up again to another key level of structure, and remember, it has broken below this key level of resistance, got a rally at this key level of support, and now it has come back again to this key level of resistance. So what do you think I'll do next week here if I find an entry reason? If you say I'll be going down here, then you are right. Why? It's because this market was in an uptrend initially, then made a pullback to this level of structure, and then failed to make a higher high that closes above this level of resistance. So when it has failed to make a higher high, to my indication is that we are in a reversal. I have a video that teaches about reversal. I'll put in the card here at the right hand corner. It will just pop up there. If you want to know about this reversal, watch that video. I'll also put the link in the description below. So it made a pullback that does not close above this previous level of structure. And another indication is that it has broken below this level of structure. So to my trading strategy, when this market makes a pullback to this same level, I will be looking for an entry reason to continue to the downside because this is a reversal. Next prediction was on euro dollar. On euro dollar, again, before I go into this technical analysis, let me first show you a clip where I made this prediction. My directional bias has changed and I see this euro dollar to continue in the downtrend. So what I'm waiting now is this market to make a pullback to this level of structure, then find an indication to continue to the downside. As you've seen from that clip, we were exactly here. This move wasn't there. I was expecting this market to make a pullback up here to this key level of structure, then expect this market to fall, at least touching this previous level of structure. So if we go to a lower time frame, which is a 4-hour time frame, and in this 4-hour time frame, this market exactly made a pullback to this level, and we see a push down here. Wow, you might be saying the push down is too small. Yeah, it's too small because you are on a 4-hour time frame, which is a higher time frame. But if you go to a much lower time frame, like an hourly time frame, what you have now, you have this push down of more than 60 pips, and I expect this market to continue falling, at least reaching to this level of structure. You might find out that this market will be in a consolidation for a while, but eventually it will come here to the downside, at least touching the previous level of structure. And these are the 4 predictions that I made last week, and they all came true. I also have a trade that I took that was Aussie Swiss. In Aussie Swiss, I have a screenshot of this trade. I'll put it the left hand corner of the screen. So in this currency pair, on a higher time frame, we've seen this market coming up here, then made a pullback to this level of structure, then failed to cross and close above this previous level of structure. So when it failed to make a higher high that closes above the previous level of structure here, to my indication here, this is likely to be a reversal, and it is likely to be a reversal when this market breaks and closes below this level of support. For these 2 reasons, my bias now was to the downside, but I cannot just sell at any level here. What I did was to wait for a pullback to this level of structure. This pullback has to be between this zone, has to be between this resistance level and this support level, this zone in a red color, and find an entry reason to go to the downside. And this is exactly what happened. If we drop here on a 4-hour time frame, you will find this market came here to this zone. You see this nice rejection here, and if we go further to a much lower time frame, you'll find that this market came up here, then came down and came up here making double top. making this double top, and we see this bearish candle. At the close of that bearish candle is where I got into the trade, and it was a win. It was more than 40 pips. My position was filled in less than 24 hours, and I expect this market to fall up to here, at least touching the previous level of support. And my predictions for next week: pound dollar. I had a win at this level of support in pound dollar, and since the market is approaching this key level of structure, what I expect now is, if this market makes it to this level of structure, then I'll look for an entry reason and continue to the downside. Why is it so? Let's go to a higher time frame. In this case, it's the daily time frame where we make our directional buys. This market was initially in an uptrend. Made a pullback here, a higher high, a pullback, and a higher high. Then made a pullback that closes below this key level of structure, and again made a pullback to that level of structure. Then the market got pushed down on that level, at that level of structure, and then the market came up again to this level of structure. What I'm expecting now at this level of structure is another push down, at least to this level of support, this green zone, or even crossing this zone, and to continue in the downtrend. That Swiss is also on my radar for next week. This one is on my radar. Why am I interested in this currency pair? Because this market was initially in an uptrend, making a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and a higher high, that made a pullback and failed to make a higher high that closes above this level of resistance. So when the market failed to make a pullback that closes above this level of structure, it made a pullback up to here. So what I'm waiting for again is to make another pullback that closes below this level of structure. Now, since it has made a pullback that closes below this level of structure, I'm waiting for this market. What I do is to wait for this market again, as it has done, to go back here to this level of structure, and expect this market to continue to the downside, at least touching the previous level of support, or even breaking below and continuing to the downside. So let's go to a lower time frame, a 4-hour time frame. And what do we have here? As this market broke and closed below this level of structure, it made a pullback, and this pullback is a price action pattern that I love as an entry reason, and this is a double top, and this red engulfing candle are enough reason for me to go to the downside, at least touching this level of support, or even continuing to the downside. And these are the trades in my radar. I might come across some other currency pairs that agree with my trading system and just take the trades. And this has brought us to the end of the video. And if you have found value in this video, would you smash that subscribe button and the notifications bell, and also give it a like. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. I wish you the best luck for the week.